Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. Good morning. So generally I don't use a pencil, but sometimes I do use it to just let myself know that where I have to where is my limitation to paint. So this is the area that I'm going to paint, and I'm going to write some quote in this area. So this is how I'm going to work. So this is my painting area, and this is my writing area. So I just need a rough space to kind of let myself know where I have to stop. So this is generally what I follow, and after this I'm not using pencil anywhere. My pencil and erasers goes away, and I'm just using directly paint and brush. So let me just add some water to my paints, let them just loosen up a bit so that it becomes easy to pick up on the brush. So it's an easy technique. You can just spray some water and get your paints active. This is what I generally do. Enough of it. Now I'm going to use my 0.2 brush here. I hope you can see, or my camera is capturing it or not, but again I hope you can see it. Let me just switch on the flash here. Yeah, this is number 2 that I'm using, and let me just start off with the work now. Okay, so we can just gossip also when I'm painting, so it would be a fun thing to do. So basically I'm from Lucknow, and painting is my hobby. I took it as a profession. Like earlier it was as a hobby, but now I have taken as a profession, and I'm an artist. I'm a self-taught artist. I've not done any course, or I have not done anything special for this, but so I'm a self-taught artist, and this is my profession. And since you are here with me this morning, I would request you all to please like and subscribe to my work, because that would really help me a lot in going towards my passion. So if you are here and if you are watching me live, please do like and subscribe to my work. It's a request. It's a request to you all. Hi Nayan, thank you so much. Hi, good morning. Thank you for joining me. I'm using watercolors here, and this is how I do my paintings. So I'm just going to use a hint of black also. So wherever I'm going to use this color, I'm just going to make as many flowers I can, so that I can proceed with another color in the next go. So this is the idea basically, to kind of get in on with it. So the idea is to just do as many flowers I can in the space, and do it with the same color, and we change the color later. So this is a particular color I have used here. It is vermilion. No, sorry, it's crimson. And I've added a hint of black here, so it has totally transformed, and it has become more colorful and vivid. So I like the combination here. So I'm proceeding with that, and once it dries up, it just gives a nice hue of darker maroon or something. So it looks really nice when you paint. So the after effect is also really cool. I think this flower has dried out, so you can see it's looking nice. If you can just let it focus. So the dried out color and the white color, there's a lot of difference between the two, you can see here. So this is how it goes. So I'm going to paint as many with the same color and then proceed with the next color in the next go. The technique that I'm using here is loose watercolor art. So I mean, it does not require any specific pattern. You just follow your imagination and give it a new direction with your brush. And you don't need any specific technique, just a rough idea of how the flowers are. So I'm following the same thing. Just let your just imagination run wild, because this is how you're going to kind of create something wonderful out of your own imagination. So let it just run wild and you see what you can create. Give yourself some time and you can see what you create for yourself. Just adding a hint of black in the center when the color is still wet, because generally when we look at the flowers they are a little darker in the center. So the idea is just to keep it natural and maintain it that way. So I think I'm done enough with this color. I made 6 flowers. Now I'm going to turn to orange, because orange, I don't know, it looks really nice when I'm coloring it out. So it gives a nice hue. So I'm going to do orange flowers now. The idea is to give it a transient look where the darker color is at the center and the rest of the petal is soft and nice. When you're just putting the colors in the center, make sure that it is vivid and you have more color and less water. And when you're painting the petals, it's just the opposite, which is less color and more water, because we want to give the flowers a transient look. So we don't want it to be very bright, let it be transient. Transient means when you are coming down from darker to light, or lighter to dark part. So that is where the colors are getting transient. I mean, they're getting the same color is in different hues when you are painting. So this is when you say why we use the term transient, to just make sure that the colors are in the right movement. Thank you everyone for joining me. So I'm done with orange. I'm going to use the next color now. I'm going to use blue. It is the color that I'm using here is now cobalt blue. Just modify the size of the flowers, and rest of the technique remains the same. If you were here with me last night, this is what I painted live in my live session yesterday. So it is having a different color in the morning, but at night it was really looking nice, and in the daylight the color is looking really pretty. So this is what I painted last night in my live session. So this is what my work is all about. I do watercolor art, loose flower art, and I also do calligraphy. So this quote, spread love everywhere you go, is by Mother Teresa, and I loved it, so I just wrote it down. Mother Teresa was a fabulous person. She was promoting peace, which, and she gave her life for the security of human beings. So we have a lot to learn from her. So she was a real inspiration, and I thought to just keep that way and follow her quote in the best possible way that I can. So this is what I did yesterday night in my live session. So I'm just starting up, so maybe you will feel, okay, what am I doing? But again, patience is the key, and once I proceed, you will see that how the painting progresses. You'll get a different view by the end of it, if you are here with me for that period of time. Thank you for joining me, everyone. And if you're here with me, I would request you all to please like and subscribe to my channel, because it will be of big help to me. It will help me achieve my dreams. So if you like my work, if you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you can do me one more favor, I would request you to kindly share my ID with your relatives and friends, so they can also have a view of my work. And anyone who is interested, probably you can also place your order, so that I can make a courier to you according to your requirement. And plus I can also customize my painting. So if you have a special desire, if you have a special request, I can also customize my paintings. So if you are interested in my work, please like and subscribe to my channel, so you can get a good view about what my work is all about. I'm going to use red now. This technique really looks cool on red. I really like using red here most of the time because the whole technique looks really amazing. The transient look really looks nice. Just make sure that you're placing the flowers in the right way and in the right place. See, when you are, what my idea is like, you can see when I have placed my red flower in between two blue flowers, it's popping up in its own way, it has its own individuality. But when I place it here with orange, you can see it is because it comes from, belongs to the same background of orange and red. I mean, the consistency and the other parts are same. You would see that it's not getting highlighted that much. Whereas here, in between these two blue flowers, the red is having its own individuality. So you should make sure that you are placing your flowers or whatever you're painting, the placement is very important, because if you're using different colors, the combination comes in hand and it has to look nice. So make sure that your placement is good, and it will give a new dimension to your painting, and you will see that it will be highlighted in the best possible way. So I'm again placing a red flower in between two flowers, and you can see how beautifully it has its own individuality and it shows up so well. So everything has its own individuality, they have their own persona. So keeping that in mind, just do it in a way where the colors are also showing up their own presence in the best possible way. So it's all in your hands. Just control it up to that extent so that you know where you are doing and what you are doing. I have a little smudge here. Don't worry about the smudge, I'll just clean it up. So in case you do something like this, it's very easy to clean. Don't worry about that. What you can do is just spray a little paint here, sorry, water, and just lift it with a tissue or brush. Just lift it. Or you can also do the lift with the brush. And once it has completely dried up, you can add another coat to this. Like, I had a little smudge, I had cleaned it up, and I'm just going to continue with this, and I just allow it some time to dry, and then I can do another coat here. Now I'm going to use mustard. I don't know, mustard was never my favorite color, but again, when I'm painting with mustard color, I don't know, it has its own beauty and it comes out really well. So I like using mustard also. Now you can see that I have placed it in between maroon and blue, and you can see how beautiful it is showing it up. Yeah, and since the colors merge. So what I do is I do the center part of this mustard color with brown, so it gets a new highlight here. I'm going to do a small mustard flower in the center here, so that just make it look like a flower bed with a lot of flowers on a pavement or something. I got that imagination only, that as if like you're moving on a pavement and you can see the different hues of different colors around. So I had that thought in mind, and thus I'm reciprocating it on the sheet now. So let your imagination run wild and just do things. Something, if something catches your eye, try to kind of show it up. Like if you have an artistic mind, you can just show it up through your work. So I really have a keen eye towards these natural beauty. I like to observe flowers because I have my mind directed towards them all the time. Whenever I see flowers, I'll just rush to see them, and I'm like, I think everybody would be loving flowers. So they have a natural attraction, and I think everybody is attracted to it. So same goes with me. I just love flowers. I love nature, and whenever I see flowers, yeah, whenever I'm around flowers, I kind of go around to kind of observe them. So my observation is there, and then I just kind of try to create it in my work. Need some more time to dry. This green color of viridian hue has a nice combination with red. So when I'm painting and I'm using red, I really love to place this color around red. Why? Because it shows up really well. The combination really looks cool. So this is what I generally do. So here I had a red flower. I placed it next to it so that it gives a nice combination. I'm going to place another one here around red, next to red, so that the combination really comes up well. So I'm doing five uh, petal flowers like as you have in periwinkles, and then the center is little darker, but again they have their own beauty. Maybe I'm not able to reciprocate to that extent, but again I'm trying my best here. To place here one top. So these are the different dimensions, different colors that I have used for my flower. So I think they are enough for now, because I have got a good cluster here, good cluster of flowers. I'll now begin painting with the base of the green, so that I get a nice green portion here as well. So this was the idea of doing it. I think I just need a few flowers here on the top, but this portion is already nicely clustered. I need a little few flowers here. So I'll probably do a blue here, because I think blue is a little less. So I'll just add a blue flower here, little slightly bigger in size. So I'm done with the flowers here. I'm going to proceed with the background of leaves. So for that I'm going to use this color, but this color will be used in a very different way. I'm not going to make the leaves look very prominent, because when you are in the wilderness, when you are in the forest, or when you are in the garden, you see one whole view. I mean, you don't see, like if you are watching from afar, you don't see the whole, you don't see, I mean, the intricacy of the flowers or the leaves. So it's just a base that you see, a green, and a few, if there are colors around, you would see just a few colors of flowers. So keeping that idea in mind, I'm just going to draw a green background, but very soft leaves I'll be doing, not very prominent, because I want these leaves to form the background of my paintings. So they are going to be there, but they are going to form the background of my painting, so that I can give it a nice look, and it adds volume to my painting, and it has its own beauty, of course, because they are light in color, and I'm going to use it in clusters of and it's slightly bigger than what slightly, yes, bigger than what I generally do as a highlight. So I'm just going to use them to add volume to my painting, to just be there and not be very prominent, because I want my flowers and the leaves that I add in the end to be the highlight of the show. So these leaves are just going to form the base of the whole painting. So they have to be light, and again they have to be very fine as well, not too broad, because if they are broad, of course they're going to occupy more space, and this will make the whole painting look a little out of proportion. So I want them to be nice, light, and you can see that is how beautifully it is forming the base here. Yes, so the idea is to just cover the whole painting till the above part, and use it as a base, so that it adds volume to the painting, it fills up the empty spaces. And when I do the next set of leaves, which would probably be a little smaller than what I'm doing now, you will see that they are coming up front, and these big leaves form the background of the whole painting. So this is what I'm going to do here. So it is just to voluminize the painting and all. Because if I add more flowers, it will look a little clustered, and then it will look a little hodgepodge also, because too many flowers will be looking too bright also at the same time. So I want the flowers to be there, and I want the flowers to be the main highlight of the show. So I've done enough here. My next thought is to just give a good background to the whole painting, and then highlight with smaller leaves. Like you can see that I did in this painting as well, that I had done the base with lighter leaves, and then on top of that I have done darker leaves. So it is forming a nice base. So this is what I did yesterday night. This is what I had painted in my live session that I took up yesterday, and it came out really well. So keeping the same thought in mind, I have used the lighter green, you can see in the background, and the sap green leaves in the upper part in the forefront, so that they form a good base. They add volume to the whole painting, and they maintain the beauty in the same way. So I'm doing the same thing here. I'm just adding the base of a lighter green shade so that it adds volume to the whole painting. Just fill up the empty spaces with these leaves, because they're going to occupy the space and they're also going to make it in a nice way. Just fill up the empty spaces, connect it to the flower so it looks in proportion, and use very gentle hands. Do not apply a lot of pressure on the brush, because the moment you apply a lot of pressure on the brush, the leaves seem to lose their delicacy. They do not look delicate, they look broad and they look a little out of proportion. So just add a lot less pressure than you think you can, and then you can see how beautifully they come up. The idea is to just fill up the empty spaces. They are there, but they are not there, kind of a thing. That they fill up the empty spaces, they do their part, but they're also not very prominent. So this is how it looks like now. I hope you can see it. I just show you in the natural daylight as well. So this is how it looks like now. So this is just the base that I have created. I'll highlight a few more places to kind of give it a new look. But again, this is just the base that I have created. It is just a rough base. And I'll use a lot of definitions. I'll define my flowers, I'll define the painting more. Then you will get the final look of how it looks like. This is just the start. I've created the base. Now I proceed further with kind of making it, adding the new things, the new delicate additions that I make generally. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to use my zero number brush here. The camera is not picking it up. Yeah, I'm going to use my zero number for doing the fine and the highlighting now. So for the highlight and the leaves that would be forming the front of the painting, I'm going to use sap green with a hint of black. Use very light hands with very less pressure, because you want these leaves to be very delicate and be very defined. So for that you have to use your hands in a very use as much less pressure as you can, so that the color is there, the particular shape is maintained, and that too it looks delicate in its own way. I'm going to make a set of 3 or 5 petals here. Where you make a little longer stem, you can add 5 petals, sorry, 5 leaves, a set of 5 leaves. So this comes in the forefront and it gives a new dimension to the painting. The background has been set. Now this is the highlight part. So I'm highlighting with a darker tone. I think this brush is not giving me what I want. I'll just probably change the brush and use another one. Maybe another one. I've got a new set of brush from Camelin, and I just opened it and there are nice brushes, fine ones. So the one that I'm going to use now is 00 Camel 00 brush. I hope my camera is able to capture what I'm trying to show here. So here it goes. Yeah, this is the Camel 00 brush. So I'm using it for extra definition and it's really fine. I hope it works well and give me the desired results. Yeah, it's better this way. So now I'm going to use black in the center of the flowers to give it a new dimension, like the little anthers or pollen that are around the flowers. So I'm going to show it up with black because black is a nice color to highlight. So I'm using it here so that the flowers also get a new depth, and new depth in the form of pollen or anthers or filaments that way. So this is what I want to do here.